Hello and welcome to a three-part report on the price of rares for Saturday, September 21st, 2013. In part 1, we'll quickly review the charts for all of the rares up to today. In part 2, we'll review a recent trade that I did in Santa Hats where I lost 7 million gold pieces. And finally, we'll close with a sneak peek at the items in free-to-play that I think are going to be the best items to merchant in October of 2013. This is Linkbuilder from Lumbridge City, and now on with the rares report. Easter egg prices. We'll start off here as we always do. We can see this is looking like a 1, 2, 3 potential bottom formation in the shape of a triangle here. I did do a trade in this market. I bought in right here as it took off, but as it started to come back and it did not prove me correct right away, then I sold back out of this position. Now, because this market has gone into a long sideways channel, another long sideways channel, and that made this bottom formation here, this is a potential for a breakout of a much larger triangle formation and could be the signal of a buy formation. Moving on to pumpkin prices, if we look at the monthly chart, there's been a downtrend. It bounced 3 times off this low and then did a little spike of prices, and it's pretty much come right back to that same low trend. Not very much action in here, but it is kind of making a triangle. When we go on to Disc of Returning, just in the last couple hours it's jumped back up to some of the ranges it was earlier. Again, it's another really flat channel that could be making a bit more noise here at the end, indicating something either going up or going down. Now, when we look at the wine prices, we did see a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shape up here, and it proved itself correct, and it's gone up. It's retraced a little bit, but still, it did make a bottom. Now let's take a closer look at the purple party hat. You can see that it's been on a downward trend over the last few days since the last report, and it is coming up to an important level while making what could be in a very short-term triangle formation. This is making, it's really hard to pick out right now, but certainly it would be a sell and get out if it breaks down below this. And now I would have to wait for it to break above this area, maybe a bit sooner, before it's a buy signal for me. Let's go on and see the rest of the party hats. We go on to the yellow party hat. This is very close and very similar to the purple party hat. The major difference is that yellow have broken down below this important level here. So they've broken down below that level there, and that would give this a confirmation of a continuing downtrend, save that there is a bit of support and resistance right at this level. So this is important that it's broken down below there, but it still isn't critical yet. I'll have to check and see what prices are in the game, because these prices are right up to date. Let's go on to the green party hat. We can see in the longer trend it was in a downward, and it made a very small triangle. And out of that triangle, it's been in a pretty steady uptrend. Out of this triangle, it's been a pretty steady uptrend, except for now, it's making another formation right when all of the other party hats are hesitating. Let's continue on. Red. So this is either a consolidation pattern of this little bounce coming up, and it's going to consolidate and come down. And this could be a little wee uptick on a very much bigger, larger downtrend where the whole market is going to continue down. Or this is consolidating and everything is going to go up. That consolidation is the point where decisions are made, when it starts to tighten up like that. Let's go on now to the white. Looks like a bit of a 1, 2, 3 bottom over the longest term, but this is pretty slow moving market. Blue, it looks like I missed putting in some data right here. But again, within the same range of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation there. Let's go on now and see the lowers where there's some real action. Here is Green Halloween Mask that made a real breakout here, and we identified that in the videos back at that time that it was a buy signal. I didn't hold on to mine as it went up and came back down and continued on this trend. So this kind of movement in the market took me out. At any rate, I bought back in around in this area, and then I also sold back out because I wasn't trusting the feel of the market, and I sold out right there. So that's also an interesting part for me making these journals, is to watch how I'm reacting to these things, where there's a lot of profit to have been made and I didn't make any in this market. So now Getting back to where it is now, this is a 1, 2, 3 potential top formation, and certainly it is a triangle formation. And because it just made this big up and it's making this formation, it doesn't feel like it's going to go higher to me. And let's continue to compare this to the rest of the lowers. Here, the blue Halloween mask is also making a potential 1, 2, 3 top formation here. It made a very small bottom formation, and from that it's been going up and up and up and up and up and up. So those little formations are very important, that you just put the trade on and see what goes on after that. And a lot of times you'll put the trade on and it may not work, but when it does, put the trade on and you just leave it. If it's profitable, you just leave it. But now at this point it may be time to consider selling out. And it's impossible for me to say, of course, nobody can predict the future. This could be a much build up to a much bigger takeoff here instead when I look at the prices that way. We have red Halloween has hit this top price 1, 2, 3 times over here. 1, 2, 3 times, and it really drops off, comes up, really drops off. What's going on with that? And now it could be at a bit of a triangle. It hit that top and it's dropping off. Very interesting market to look at, and I'm not holding one of those right now. If we go on to Santa Hat, this is the market where I lost about 7 million gold pieces in this last little while, and I should have made about 20. You can see there's been a big rise in prices here, but because of my trading system, I can only get in and out at very specific times, and it turns out that I ended up losing money on this trade, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, right after I show you what I did wrong on this Santa Hat trade and cost me 7 million gold pieces, I'm going to share with you a sneak peek of what I think are going to be the best free-to-play items for merchanting in October of 2013. Alright, let's dig into this one. I made a buy here, and I sold out here. I may have made the buy a little bit higher before I made my buy. I had the confidence when I saw it breaking above. So I made a little wee profit here, and then my trading system did not let me buy back in until prices broke out above this again. And as I saw this triangle shape up right here, I knew it was getting time to buy. And then it was a few hours while I wasn't paying attention, and I saw that prices, when I came back to the computer, prices had broken above my buy signal. So I went quickly in and I purchased one at 172. So here I am at 172. I purchased a Santa Hat, and then prices came back down. They went up, they came back, and they went on this little spike up here to about 186. Prices went up to 186 here. So I purchased here and sold out here and made a wee profit. Then I purchased in here, prices went up, and I saw them peak, and I made a video at that exact time. And I said, oh, look at this, an incline and a faster incline. That usually means prices are peaking and they're going to go down. Not all the time, but... And then sure enough, they started to go down. And I saw them start to crash, and I thought, okay, that's pretty much what I predicted. I went back and looked at the charts, and I decided that I would put a buy order in at 175. I figured they would come down to here, bounce around before they went back up. So I purchased another one at 175. And then over the next day and a half, I purchased at 175, and then prices went down further and recovered up to about 175. And then they went down and down and down. And as I was watching them come to this price, I said, well, I'm just not going to hold on to them any longer. Now I'm going to sell out. So I sold both of my Santas at exactly the lowest price, and then watched the price go up from there. So I lost total about 7 million gold pieces just in this last little while by buying in here a little bit too late and then selling out just exactly as I predicted in the last video, where I talked about being whipsawed, where you buy, well, at least I didn't buy in at the highest price, so I didn't lose a great deal, but I really could have earned a lot more if I would have used rule number 1 more quickly. If I would have gotten out of that trade as soon as it turned against me, and if I would have gotten back out of this extra trade as soon as it went against me, I would have limited my losses a great deal, even though I could have made much more in this market. And now we'll go on to the sneak peek of the items that I think are going to be the best ones to merchant in October of 2013. As I get ready to relaunch the Lumbridge City website, I'm going to create free teaser videos that my affiliates can use to promote Lumbridge City. As a ClickBank affiliate, you can send your website traffic to the workshops at Lumbridge City. If anybody purchases, you get 75% of the sale. Enough of me going on, and here is a item that I think is probably a good investment for October of 2013. Runite ore. It is kind of an expensive item, and it does look like it's been a pretty sleepy market over the last year. It certainly has been. It is in a downtrend, and it hasn't hit the lowest prices it's been, the lower lows here. So this small indicator may not be a turnaround in the market, but may just be a small consolidation before the continuation of the downtrend. But it is something that I have put some money into, and I thought I would share. I also think that Runite bar is actually even a better buy because of the shape of its chart. Now I may be missing some details about the underlying conditions of the market, and this may be this low because it is really valueless. But I've seen markets in the past where there's been a short little uptrend, and then the market goes back to where it was just before Jagex updates or announces a new update in the game. And so we see a little surge happen in Runite ore, where prices surged up a little bit and then they fell off and they've gone steady flat back to where they were. And if we look over at Runite bar, it also had a little surge at that time. Now, is that insider trading where the Jagex staff is purchasing, knowing that this change is going to come? Then they stop purchasing for a while and the prices relax back to where they were before the game announcement is made. And they know that the prices are going to now completely skyrocket from here. It's a complete guess. It's a complete conspiracy theory guess. But that's why I put about a billion gold pieces into Runite bar and Runite ore. I think it's a low risk place to put my money right now while I'm watching the rares to see what they end up choosing to do. And there you have it for the rares report on Saturday, September 21st, 2013. If you would like to learn how to merchant like this by reading charts, go over to lumbridgecity.com and register for the workshops. That's it for now. Thanks again. This is Linkbuilder signing off for lumbridgecity.com.